Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to a Crypto Kid live stream. This is obviously not the Moonshow channel. I do my daily lives on the Moonshow channel, and I actually just finished my daily live stream on the moon because Bitcoin was pumping. We got up to about $90,100, but we didn't quite get to the level that we're trading at currently, which is $90,600. And we briefly, very briefly, hit $91,000. So I thought it was appropriate to jump in, make a live stream because all of our trades right now over on Weeks is doing super well. We are in very nice profits, not too shabby whatsoever. Almost every single position that we've opened here on Bitcoin, I mean, every single Bitcoin position is in profit, but almost every single crypto position is in profit. Our Ethereum trade here is in a little bit of a loss. That's okay. I think Ethereum will find its time, and I'll show you exactly why I think that that's going to be the situation and why I'm expecting Ethereum to pump in the short-term future. So stay tuned until the very end. But guys, it's great to be going live on my own channel. It's been such a long time. If you think it's cool, then make sure to destroy the likes as you're coming into today's show. That would be super awesome to see you guys dropping your likes as you go into today's show. Let me know in the comments, are you long? Have you been listening to the videos? Have you been buying Bitcoin as I was screaming at the top of my lungs to try and tell you that buying Bitcoin now is a fantastic opportunity? That was when Bitcoin was at the low 80s. That was when Bitcoin was at $70,000. Have you been doing that? Let me know. Be honest. And if you have been doing that, then let me know in the chat exactly how much money you're making, because that would be great to see the crypto kids making as much money as possible. Kenny says $92,000 Bitcoin today. That's interesting, Kenny, because the next level of resistance that Bitcoin is going to face is actually going to be voice crack there is actually going to be at $92,000. So 90.8 right now Bitcoin is trading at. That's incredible. If we jump into the sort of daily time frame, the daily picture for Bitcoin, you can see that obviously, right? Just first of all, just to state the obvious, we've been talking about these signs for a very long time. So I'm not going to bore you with all these different bullish reasons why you should have been buying Bitcoin, because now it's not too late, but obviously you could have been getting a better entry. So I'm not going to bore you too much with all the bullish reasons, but I do want to show you an exact target for where I think Bitcoin is going to go. So I think it's still relevant. We won't go too into detail, into the nitty gritty with all these different sort of bullish indicators. But obviously you have the triple/double bottom on Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Then you also had on the 1 hourly time frame the inverse head and shoulders pattern right over here, which now is obviously seeing a break to the upside very nicely. I hope you guys traded this beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern because it was just so incredible, right? If you go to the Twitter page that I have at cryptokid.com, you can follow it using the link down below for Twitter. But you can see, hold on a second. I think we should be able to find it. There you go. On the Moonshow channel, on the CryptoKid channel, on the videos, we spoke about this inverse head and shoulders, and we said that it would be fantastic to open long positions to trade this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And obviously, we've been doing it here on Weeks. I'm going to get into any questions that you may have on this stream also towards the ending. And we got to talk about altcoins too, because why not? Altcoins are also seeing a bit of a pump today too. So there were so many different bullish reasons to be jumping into Bitcoin. Obviously, you've been testing the prior swing high created in March of 2024, rebounding just the same way like we did back over here when Bitcoin dumped in the Japanese yen carry trade to $49,000, the all-time high that Bitcoin created, well, local high that we created back in January of 2024 after the ETFs launched into the market. Same sort of position, right? You come down, you retest, and then you pump. You come down, you retest, and then you pump. It's clear. The macro trend is clear. The short-term time frame is clear. The weekly time frame is clear. Bullish divergence accompanied by a falling wedge breakout pattern. Look at this. You know, usually if you are a technical analyst, if you're trading these patterns, you really want to be seeing some sort of a divergence in some sort of an indicator / oscillator to be trading, right? You want to see some sort of a bullish, bearish divergence depending on which way you want to trade the breakout of the pattern that you have. In this case, we had a falling wedge pattern and also a bullish divergence here on the RSI. That was perfect. That was all you needed. That was all the confirmation that you needed to jump into a Bitcoin trade right over there, like we've been saying on the videos. And I don't want to say that I told you so, but I did. And it was super important that you guys listen to those videos, because now you could have made some profits, which would have been cool. I still think there's opportunities, don't get me wrong. And we're going to be talking about them very soon. So yeah, that was fantastic. I think Bitcoin is going to be heading up. We will be facing resistance. We're going to be facing some interesting resistance here at $91.5 to $92,000. That is when we are going to be facing relatively some important line of resistance, 92,000. If you go to the prior sort of 2 months ago, right, when we did have Bitcoin seeing a bit of a chop, then pumping and dumping, you can see that at this point, Bitcoin found support, we found resistance, found support, found support. So it's been a very important area for Bitcoin. And obviously, when we do end up coming to 92, which I think we will do so, either today or tomorrow, it's going to happen relatively soon, sooner rather than later. When Bitcoin hits this level of resistance, it can cause a little bit of a consolidation. It can cause a little bit of a retraction in price action. So don't be surprised if after Bitcoin does go to $92,000, we do see a little bit of a dip in price action. It is completely okay to see that. And in fact, it would be healthy. But due to the global money supply, even if we do see a little bit of a price dump, I'm not expecting anything major. I think for now, basically, I think this is confirmed. So it's super important that you understand this, because it is literally now confirmed that Bitcoin is following not a 109-day delay, but actually it's following a much less of a delay than we initially anticipated. So it's not a 109-day delay with global M2 money supply. The delay here is actually much shorter. It's like 80 days. It's like 78 to 80 days instead. And this means that Bitcoin is now going to be rocketing without stopping practically until the 4th to the 5th of June, where we hopefully reclaim the $109,000, $108,000 all-time highs. And then we can see a bit of a dip, a little bit of a consolidation for a week or two. And then we continue running without stopping, without a major break towards the downside to brand new all-time highs at $120,000 and beyond. That is my expectation, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not in Bitcoin long positions already, if you haven't bought Bitcoin spot already, then I think now is a fantastic time to be doing so. And if you want to be doing that, then you can go to the links in the description down below of today's live stream. So Crypto Kid, make sure to leave a like as well. If you are watching right now, you can leave a like. There you go. And go to the description to sign up to weeks if you want to be trading cryptocurrencies. If you use this link, then you can get a chance of winning a Ferrari. And also it will support this channel. So links are down in the description below. This is where I've been trading my Bitcoin. So $92,000 definitely going to be a nice level of resistance in the short term, but I think Bitcoin is going to be able to pump through it without any sort of hassle whatsoever. And then after $92,000, 102 is also going to be a good target. Where do I derive that from? Well, you have the W formation. And if you want to calculate the target of this W pattern, then all you have to do is measure the height of the W, put it above the neckline here, and you're going to get $102,000 as your target. Vamos. Voila. That's it. Beautiful. 102. And that's why I did put some take profits in one of my Bitcoin positions to actually do take a little bit of profits from my leverage positions once Bitcoin does end up reaching that 102 area. But even though I've done that, I still believe that we're going to be pumping beyond 102 and going to brand new all-time highs within the next 2 months. That is how my belief and how my analysis is pointing into the direction of. What else do we have that points towards 102? Well, we also have the inverse head and shoulders pattern on the 1 hourly time frame. You can clearly see that this 1 hourly time frame inverse head and shoulders pattern broke out beautifully. And if you put it above, right, if you want to see the target, put it above the neckline, and boom, you get a target in the $103,000 region. Very close to that $102,000 target. And then one more, I'll give you one more reason why Bitcoin is primed to go to $102,000. And that is the daily time frame. Daily time frame's descending triangle right over here. Daily time frame, descending triangle. Look at that. We can do it a bit differently, like so. And we want to start from here. Descending triangle, daily time frame, beautiful breakout. Calculate the height from bottom to top, put it above the breakout zone, and there you go, $100,000 to $101,000. So in summary, Bitcoin is very likely, in terms of probability, in terms of technical analysis, we're very likely going to go back to that $102,000 level. So that's why I don't think it is too late to jump into positions, right? Obviously, we've been accumulating these positions when Bitcoin was $82,000, $87,000, even $77,000. So we got a very good entry, and hopefully you guys were able to get as good of an entry as well, right? And that's why you could have increased the amount of leverage that you added into your positions. We started off with like 2, 3, 4, 5x leverage on Bitcoin. And then 2-3 days ago, I scaled that by telling you on the videos that I'm going to now increase the amount of leverage I'm putting into my Bitcoin trades. Why? I'm going to do this because the daily trend has now officially flipped from being bearish to bullish. So in my opinion, it was safe to do it. And that's why I increased my leverage. And now obviously in this trading challenge we have over on weeks, we are in very nice profits. And in my personal portfolio, I've been buying Bitcoin like there's no tomorrow. I am 100% into Bitcoin almost. And that's also because the Bitcoin dominance is now flying, right? Flying 64.48% for the Bitcoin dominance. Unbelievable. Altcoins, they're doing fine. They are doing okay, but they're not doing relatively as good enough as Bitcoin is doing. I think they're catching up in the past 30 minutes or so, but before the past 30 minutes, they weren't doing too well. But anyways, Fartcoin, again, this is the stupidest and funniest thing ever. Up 22% today. Tel is up 15%. Stack 7.5%. Sui 7.4%. I bought some Sui. Also, I can, I bought it at exactly at $2.1 actually, just 2-3 days ago. So yeah, I'm very bullish on the markets. I'm expecting prices to be continuing to go up. And I think 102 conservatively by next week is possible, or even the week after. Let's see how things go. But I've been tweeting on Twitter literally my heart out, saying that Bitcoin is going to go up. I've even been saying that I smell a huge Bitcoin pump incoming. And, it turned out to be true. We have some breaking news today. We are getting a brand new pro crypto SEC chair, which is fantastic. Paul Atkins being sworn into office tonight at exactly 12 a.m. Dubai time. 12 a.m. Dubai time, Paul Atkins, the most bullish crypto SEC chair that we can possibly have, is going to be sworn live into office. That's great for altcoins. Altcoins are going to be getting their own ETFs. We're going to have institutional players now trading altcoins. Bitcoin, $91,100. Absolutely flying, ladies and gents. Incredible. Absolutely flying. And continue expecting this to fly. Like Bitcoin is going to be flying for some while. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue going up for some time now. Again, $92,000. We're just $900 away. It's going to be important line of resistance, but I'm not going to be closing any of my positions. So Bitcoin heading there very, very soon. Very, very soon. And look, if we look into the likes of Solana, I think Solana and all these altcoins are still tremendously undervalued. Like, look at Solana, beautiful, but cup and handle pattern is forming. Solana summer is likely going to happen again. So spot Solana, I think bullish. $500 target for this bull market cycle makes a lot of sense. And Bitcoin is doing well, but altcoins are currently underperforming, and that's what I talked about on the Moonshow channel. I think the altcoins are now relatively super cheap against Bitcoin. So if you missed out on Bitcoin, which I don't think you have, by the way, I think you still have a very good opportunity to be making a lot of money with Bitcoin, right? $102,000 is still unleveraged 11.8% away. So I don't think you've missed your chance on Bitcoin per se, but obviously altcoins are looking like a better deal at the moment if you feel like you'd have missed your chance, which I don't think you have. But anyways, let's go and look at the total altcoin market cap. So total 3 minus the stable coins, and this will give us the altcoin market cap. So altcoin market cap is right now 586 billion. We've added oh my God, a tremendous amount to the altcoin market cap in the past 30 minutes. That's good. Look at this 1 hourly time frame. Exact same, almost exact same inverse head and shoulders as Bitcoin. Look at that. Beautiful. Almost exactly the same. It's just lagging a little bit behind. Bitcoin is broken a bit more nicely above this inverse head and shoulders as resistance. Altcoins are still struggling, but this is a very clear foreshadow to you that altcoins are going to do exactly the same thing very, very soon. We've just not seen the sort of pressure that Bitcoin has been seeing in the past 2 days. I think altcoins are going to experience it very, very soon. So you're early on altcoins. You're very early on altcoins. I think the market cap of altcoins are going to go back to incredible levels very soon, in probably the next 2 weeks, right? You can see the target here would be the $720 billion range, which would pump all of your top 100 altcoins to the absolute moon. And I will show you a couple of altcoins that I'm personally bullish on and that I've personally accumulated. Also, you've broken out of this daily bearish trend for altcoins too. Another very, 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 very bullish thing to see. So in summary, I think altcoins are going to be doing super, super well. If we go to coinmarketcap.com, what have I bought in the past 2 days? And I've tweeted them also. Whatever I bought, I tweeted publicly on Twitter. So I bought Solana. I bought Dogecoin. We have a long position here on Dogecoin over on weeks, right? Great buy. We said testing incredible line of support for Dogecoin, Doge, USDT. You can see right over here, bouncing from beautiful support. Like, this is something that you've not missed out on. Dogecoin is, in my opinion, something that you have not missed out on. This would be a fantastic thing to buy, in my personal opinion. Of course, always do your own research and own due diligence, but look at this. It's very self-explanatory. Quantitative easing gonna come in at some point in this year. I don't care when. I'm okay to hodl for as long as it takes, but look at it. Beautiful line of support. Nice sort of bearish trend about to reverse bullish again. I think this is a fantastic place to be buying Dogecoin. And believe me, on this account, I would be buying more of it, but it's just that I don't have any more capital left. I'm fully allocated. That's why in my own personal spot portfolio, I'm accumulating Dogecoin and all these other altcoins that I'm about to show you as much as I possibly could. But we do have a Doge position here that's doing fine, right? It could be doing better, but eventually we'll start pumping more so than Bitcoin, because that's just how altcoins work. Cardano, fantastic buy. Chainlink, $14, incredible buy. Avalanche, in my opinion, incredible buy. Same sort of falling wedge pattern forming on AVAX. AVAX USDT. God, if I could open more long positions, I really would, but I just bought them spot. Look at this beautiful trend reversal. Beautiful, beautiful trend reversal. Premature. When you compare it to Bitcoin, still premature. We've not broken out of this W formation where Bitcoin already has, but we have reversed the trend, and that's super, super, super important. I think AVAX is a fantastic buy right now, in my opinion. Fantastic buy. I've bought in yesterday when we were just breaking out and I posted it on Twitter. But I think now is even, I think you're still okay to be buying into AVAX. And if you guys want to be trading and buying these cryptocurrencies before they absolutely rocket in price, because look, even if we come back to where we were in December, that's going to be a 170% unleveraged profit. You don't even have to trade these with leverage. You're going to double your money if we go back to where we were in December without leverage. So guys, if you want to be buying these altcoins, if you want to be trading, you can go to the links down in the description for today's live stream. If you want to trade derivatives, weeks, takes 30 seconds to sign up. And if you want to buy crypto for the first time, then obviously Bybit allows you to buy cryptocurrency for the first time with your credit card, bank account, whatever you would like to choose to buy cryptocurrency. So Dogecoin, Avalanche, looking incredible. AVAX looking beautiful. Cardano, not so much. Cardano not looking as beautiful as the rest, to be honest with you, but AVAX is looking great. Solana, long-term great. W formation, about to see that breakout too, just like what Bitcoin did. Right, we're about to see that breakout. The target for Solana here would be the following in the immediate short term. My bull market prediction is $500, which I think is pretty conservative, but in the upcoming few weeks, it's very possible that we see Solana back to $200. I think it's going to happen. I really think it's going to happen. When we go to traditional markets, obviously Bitcoin's pump is being fueled a little bit by the traditional investors pumping the normal stock market. And guys, let's see if we can reach 100 likes. We're at 83. I think we can reach 100 likes very, very soon. So make sure to destroy the likes. And we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, then subscribe to the CryptoKit channel. So the stock market did open in the green. We're up 2%. The dollar value is increasing ever so slightly, but I spoke about this chart on yesterday's video. The dollar is dumping and it will continue to dump. Whenever the dollar went below the 100 level, the price of Bitcoin absolutely mooned. And I can overlay the price of Bitcoin to show you that. Look at this. Give me a second. You're going to see it and you're going to be mind blown. Let's extend these lines. There we go. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to load. This is embarrassing. Okay, hold on. Let's go to my profile, leave. And then we should be able to see it. There we go. So Dixie falling, Bitcoin pump imminent. Every time the dollar value has dropped below 100, the price of Bitcoin absolutely exploded. Look at this. The same thing is going to happen. The same thing is going to happen. The exact same situation is going to happen. But I can preach for as long as I can, but at the end of the day, you can't change people, and people don't really tend to listen to you. So they only say, oh God, you were lucky and whatnot. But we're not lucky. We're here grinding every single day. And the signs are so obvious that we're going to pump. So why not buy, right? The S&P is also looking good, rebounding from that line of previous all-time high in 2021. I don't know how much we're going to pump, right? Maybe we could see something like this and then we correct even more. That is possible. At this moment in time, it's impossible to know. But I think the S&P 500 does have leeway to go back to the 5.65 level, which would give Bitcoin enough tailwind to at least pump back to the $100,000 level. So I think 100K Bitcoin is at this point written in stone. And for all of the people just joining into the stream now, we are obviously going to find resistance at 92, 93 area. So do be careful. The resistance is going to come in. But in the meantime, I would be expecting a pump. Okay, now gold looks fine. But a couple of minutes ago, gold was looking like, it was printing a huge shooting star candle. I think it's possible that gold starts seeing a 1 to 4 candle correction going into next week. So if you were a gold bug and you have a lot of profit in gold, I would consider rotating those profits into buying Bitcoin, because I think starting next week or maybe even the next candle, we start seeing a 1 to 4 candle correction. I use Tone Vase's MRI indicator. It's a measure of momentum, all right? It's a measure of momentum, and it shows you at what point momentum is going to reverse. We're about to get a third MRI top, okay? A third MRI top is coming in the next candle, coupled with an extension C. So all these different intricacies, there's so many different formulas and laws that it will take a long time to explain. But basically, this indicator is an incredible indicator when you use correctly. You want to use it to measure when momentum is going to reverse. And we have a super bullish parabola right here. But I think starting next week, it's very likely we start breaking this parabola and gold does a correction, potentially back to the 2.7 area. That's what I would be saying for gold. And the question is, if gold starts doing that, then what's going to happen to Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin also going to see a correction? I don't think so. I do not think so. Yesterday was interesting. Yesterday, Bitcoin was going completely against the dollar. It was going completely against the traditional markets, which dumped 2% yesterday, but Bitcoin pumped alongside gold. And everybody, including myself, said, you know what? Bitcoin is following gold. But the reality is, gold is up 0.1% today, but Bitcoin is up how much? We're up 4% in the past 24 hours. So I think Bitcoin actually has started to do its own thing, which is super, super bullish. I think Bitcoin is doing its own thing, and it's being treated as a completely separate asset to the dollar, to other currencies, to gold, to tech stocks. And Bitcoin is just doing what it should be doing by its own asset class. And that's phenomenally bullish. So I'm not going to compare and contrast Bitcoin with anything else in this moment. The only thing that I will compare and contrast is global liquidity and also M2 money supply, which if you missed yesterday's video, I can show you that, it's kind of like black magic if you think about it, how accurate this M2 money supply correlation is. It's pretty crazy. Like if I put M2 money supply, get rid of my brush, M2 money supply, look at this. Like if I go back, obviously the correlation is super similar here, right? There's no way to counter argue that. But if I go back to last year, October, you can see that M2 money supply at this point would have predicted this huge move that Bitcoin experienced. It's kind of insane. And thank you guys so much for 100 likes. You guys are fantastic. The M2 money supply already predicted this huge pump before Bitcoin went ahead and did the same thing. And everybody was saying that, oh my God, Bitcoin is pumping because of Trump is now, because Trump is president. No, it's the liquidity. It's the liquidity entering from the central banks printing money, going into Bitcoin. That's all that it is. It's super simple. You don't have to complicate your analysis. You don't have to complicate your analysis. It's super simple. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. Bitcoin is going to follow M2 money supply that's creating an all-time high after an all-time high. And I think by June, July, we're going to be seeing a $120,000 Bitcoin sooner than you can imagine. Much sooner than you can imagine. So how do you prepare for this? Right now, still buy as much Bitcoin as possible. Make sure to have long positions. Make sure to have long positions. And if you want to be trading, if you want to be buying, if you want to be longing Bitcoin, links are down in the description of today's video. I'm personally using Weeks to trade. And if you use this link, you get some pretty cool bonuses. And it supports the channel. So it would be incredible if you decide to trade and you use this link in the description to sign up. It takes 30 seconds to sign up, no KYC. If you want to be buying Bitcoin for the first time with cash, then Bybit is the place to do it. And if you want to chart, use the charts that I'm using on TradingView, then you can get a very nice discount. I think it's a $20 discount when you use this link to sign up and use TradingView. So all links are in the description down below for today's video. Okay, I want to give some love to the chat. I want to do some Q&A because I think I didn't give enough love to the chat. But before I do so, I quickly want to do some very quick technical analysis on Ethereum because Ethereum is now back to $1,700. You can see this terrible TA that I did on the Moonshow. But if we make it a bit nicer on the linear scale, not the logarithmic scale, on the linear scale, you can see a beautiful retest to where we were back in the exact bear market lows in 2022. It's seeing a very nice retest on the weekly time frame. So look at this. Beautiful retest. It doesn't mean that Ethereum is now going to fly. No. But if you're looking for a fair value entry for Ethereum, this retest is incredible. I think it's a fantastic retest. Fantastic retest. It's like buying Ethereum. It's like buying Ethereum before the bull market because this is when the bull market began and now we're even below it. So buying Ethereum now makes so much sense. And I did, and I bought Ethereum and I posted it on Twitter. I'm buying Ethereum. I'm also long Ethereum over on Weeks. And it's in a little bit of losses, I think. I'm not exactly sure if we're in profit again. We're in like $3 of losses. Oh no, we're up again. Like, that's cool. But I think I'm going to hold this position for a long time and I'm going to scale into this position because I think Ethereum is going to see an increase here. Even if it doesn't, I think it's just a phenomenally fair place to be buying Ethereum. Benjamin Cohen, if you watch the Benjamin Cohen video, in his analysis, he also thinks that it's a fair time to be buying Ethereum. And if I go to ETH BTC, you can see a very nice retest here also. Look at that, beautiful retest, beautiful retest. I'm not saying Ethereum is going to fly now, but I'm just telling you it's a great fair value place to be buying. And when you look at the RSI in Ethereum, and this is one of the final things that I'm going to be looking at, so I promise you, I'm not going to spend too much time on Ethereum, but I'm going to get into your questions very, very soon. You can see the following. I did tweet it, but the question is, when did I tweet it? There you go. So look at this. The RSI on Ethereum has never been this oversold. Never. The last time it was this oversold was in the bottom of the 2022 bear market. And also back in 2017, 2019, before we saw the huge rally to the upside. So Ethereum is another great project, in my opinion, to be buying and adding it to. Okay, now as I promised, I can go into your comments because I've not done that and I feel terrible because you guys show a lot of support. We're at 111 likes, which is fantastic. Let's see if we can get to 150. But I know it's ambitious, but we can try. Yeah, so I guess that was the answer to your question on what Ethereum will do. Yeah, I think it's bullish. I think it's looking good. Let's see what else. Okay, Alex thinks I am a cringe lord. Well, that's okay to think that. Everybody has opinions. So all opinions are welcome. But if you want some advice, I can give you some advice. Maybe you're not going to take it, but, I'm trying my best. And I've been doing this for the past 4 years. And I will continue to do it because I believe in this industry. So, yeah, it's just hating is not nice, right? You can criticize people, you can give constructive criticism, but hating is just not a great thing. It doesn't benefit you or it doesn't benefit the other person. So yeah, constructive criticism is more than welcome, but I'm against hate. So Yobi, is there any news specifically causing this pump? So there is no specific breaking news that's causing the pump. It's just, Bitcoin's time has basically come in terms of technical analysis. The S&P is also pumping. Gold is rallying. And those are all the reasons why Bitcoin is going up. But it's not like there isn't a specific breaking news saying that, oh my God, because this happened, Bitcoin is pumping. No, it's just Bitcoin's time had come and that's why we're pumping, if that makes sense. Also, I want to give a shout out to this because yesterday I had the pleasure of getting my Bitcoin Standard book signed by the legendary Saifedean Ammous himself. Look at this, guys. It was incredible. I met the legend himself. He's one of my idols. He's the reason why I've been, in Bitcoin and, why 80% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin and why I do this every single day. So yeah, I just wanted to give this a shout out. It was a fantastic moment in my life. And Saifedean is a great guy. He's a fantastic guy. What do I think about Mantra? That's a good question. So Mantra, I actually did buy. I put like $200, $300 into Mantra. But obviously, like, they're not 100%. Look, I thought they were good guys and they appear to be good guys, but they're not 100% innocent. They did manipulate the market. They did it. Like, it's there. It's on chain. They have manipulated the market. So they're not completely innocent. The project may be good, but the way that they've manipulated the token is on chain and you can see it. So they're not completely innocent, right? They have done some not so good stuff. And that's the reality. That's the fact. They have a partnership. They had a so-called partnership with Damak, a $1 billion partnership, but that was just an MOU. It wasn't a contract or anything. So they have done some shady stuff. I put like a stupidly small amount of money just to see what happens. But honestly, yeah, I'm not too confident in Mantra anymore, sadly. Why are we even pumping? Dude, watch from the start, the technical analysis. It's all because of the TA. Yeah, I think rates will at least get like a 1 to 2 cuts. We'll get 1, 2, or 3 cuts this year, but I don't think like let's see what the tariffs do. Obviously, tariffs are inflationary. So if inflation rises again, then yeah, let's see. I don't want to give you a definitive answer, but I would like to see at least 1 or 2 cuts this year. Sui TA. Okay, we can do Sui because there's a lot of people asking for Sui. I actually did buy Sui. I think Sui is great and the founders are truly good. Like they are all ex-Facebook. They were trying to build blockchain systems for Facebook, but then Mark Zuckerberg had to pull the plug. So all these guys, and it was called Libra back then, and all these guys decided to leave Facebook and decide to build Libra for themselves, which eventually became Sui. They're incubated by a venture capital / incubator firm called Goff Capital. The founders are, I know the founder personally. I know the entire team personally. They are fantastic. The coders behind Sui, fantastic. The programmers behind, his name is Kostas. Great guy, very knowledgeable guy. So I like the team. I really like the team. I really like the project. And I bought it at $2 yesterday and I posted it on Twitter. I think it's still pretty good time to be buying, I would say. On the daily time frame, I think same sort of inverse head and shoulders. No, but yeah, you have the falling wedge pattern here that's breaking out. So I think Sui is also another fantastic buy. I would love to buy it with leverage, but unfortunately, again, the account is fully allocated into Bitcoin at this moment in time. But if you do have spare money, I think Sui looks great. Even buying spot looks great, and you can potentially consider opening a long position right here with a take profit back at prior resistance, and then your stop loss, keeping it tight to do something like this with very low leverage. It could make sense. This is what I would be looking for Sui. But if you just want to buy spot, which I think is the best thing to do, I think this bull market, when quantitative easing and altcoin season happens, I think Sui will do fantastically well. Oh, incredible, Samuel. That's incredible. Great to see that, man. No. Okay, so the markets are not pumping because Trump's media company decided to partner with crypto.com to offer altcoin ETFs. Respectively, it's not a big enough news to pump markets. yes, it is great for the long term that Trump, I mean, nobody's going to buy ETFs. No institution is going to go ahead and buy ETFs from Trump's media company. Maybe I'm wrong. You will see. But markets are definitely not pumping because he decided to launch ETFs. That's for sure not true. But what I can tell you is now that there is a pro crypto SEC chair, his name is Paul Atkins, he's come into the SEC. We're going to be seeing a lot more ETFs from BlackRocks and Fidelities on altcoins. And it's going to be so much easier for institutions to, for the first time ever, allocate money into altcoins. And I think the top 100 altcoins that you see in crypto market cap, they will do very, very well. I think they will do tremendously well. And I can just, again, show you some of them. I think Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Sui, Polkadot, I'm not so sure. Trump coin, no. Trump coin is getting a huge unlock, by the way, this week. I don't like Trump coin at all. Yeah, I think those coins that I just said will probably do very well. And then Move, World Liberty Financial seems to like Move a lot. It's down 20% in the past week. And if you like the trade World Liberty Financial, then they've been buying tremendously, so they must know something that we don't. And hence why it could go up. But yeah, that's what I would say. Do you think the Fed will end QT on the 7th of May? No, I do not think the Fed will end QT on the 7th of May. We watched the Fed Chair Powell go and speak at a conference last week, Thursday, on the Moonshow channel, and he was incredibly hawkish. Like, he was really, really hawkish. The FOMC minutes was hawkish. The other federal bank governors are also hawkish. So I'm not expecting, unfortunately, QT to end for then QE to begin in May. I think June, July, or even July would be the conservative target for QT to end. And we can just put Fed balance sheets to see, there we go. Yeah, so QT is dropping for sure, like it's dropping. And then I think very soon QE is gonna begin, but it will take some time. So like the same thing that happened here with the balance sheet increasing is going to happen to Bitcoin. That's going to happen, but it's just going to take some more time. But if you're long on Bitcoin, if you have Bitcoin in your portfolio, then you don't even have to think about it because you just need to be patient. That's it. That's all it takes, my friend, to be patient. Patience is the game. Melania coin is not doing well. It will never do well. Yeah, that's what I think. It doesn't necessarily have to go over 100K to just shoot up, but I think, from now until the end of June, July, I would say we're probably going to go up and up and up without stopping. Not necessarily. You don't have to go to 0% rates to start QE. That's not a requirement, but I think we still have some more time until QE begins. At least we got to see 2% inflation. It's not because of the SEC guy. It's not because of that. Marvin, you know what? I'll do a quick, sort of very brief story. Okay, so basically I used to be a musical theater actor when I was very young. So like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And then I got into voice acting and I was still doing theater on the side. And my dream is always to become an actor, and it still is. But unfortunately, when the pandemic hit, I couldn't continue acting because all the theaters in Dubai were closed. And I grew up in Dubai, by the way. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey originally. So when the pandemic hit, I couldn't do theater. And that was the one thing that I really liked doing. So we were stuck at home, and I had like $1,000 that I saved up from doing voice acting commercials. And actually, you can find my voice acting commercial. Hold on a second. I need to show you this. And it has a couple of million views, actually. It's done pretty well. Let's go YouTube. What is it called? I think it was called Kitco. Chips commercial? Is it Chips commercial? Commercial. Hold on a second. I need to find this. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Okay, Kitco Arabia. And it's one of their most popular commercials. Okay, I'm going to put the audio back into the mixer. So there we go. Let's go share the screen. Bear with me, guys. Videos. I can't believe I'm doing this. Popular. Yeah, this is me. Okay, there we go. Let's have a listen. This was only 3 years ago.
The new bites are here! It's fun in Top Gear. Amazing flavors and shapes. Perfect for your savory escapes. New bites are for every move. And your every groove. Bites set your mind free. Adventure is a guarantee. Crunch on, munch on bites.
Okay, I think that's enough. So yeah, that's just one example that I've done. So I did voice acting, and I saved like $1,000 from doing my gigs, voice acting gigs. And it was the pandemic, nothing to do. It was just when Bitcoin was breaking above, I think $10,000 or a little bit more, $15,000. And I was always interested in finance. I was very interested in how people made money trading stocks. I was like, how the hell does that happen? So I was on YouTube researching, watching Graham Stephan and Andre Jick, personal finance. And somehow I came across a video from Raoul Pal, Real Vision TV, where he predicted that Ethereum would go to like $20,000 by the end of 2020. Yeah, that didn't happen. But I thought it was pretty cool. So I watched that video. I was immediately intrigued to potentially make quick money fast. That's what got me interested as a 12-year-old in crypto. But eventually I got interested in the technology, and then I understood Bitcoin, and I slowly started to read technical analysis and how you can trade the markets and predict the future technically. And then I got into the technology behind it. The technology seemed cool. And I was investing that $1,000 I had into altcoins and Bitcoin, whatever. And then in 2021, I was watching Carl, Da Vinci, Tone Vase, James Crypto Guru, Crypto Jack, Crypto. And one day Da Vinci posts, it was I think it was a Friday night. I was 13. He says that tomorrow morning I'm gonna host a crypto meetup in Dubai, right? And I only clicked this video by chance. It was like 11 p.m. at night, and the meetup was at 8 a.m. in the morning. And I had no clue if I was going to be let in because I was below 18. So I DM'd Da Vinci on Instagram, and I said, "Hey Da Vinci, I'm 13. Will I be able to join your meetup? Is it 18 plus or not?" He didn't reply, of course, because I was a nobody. So I said, you know what, I'll take the chance. I'll take the gamble. It was like 40 minutes away from where I live. I called an Uber, and in Dubai, it's super safe to go with Uber, even if you're young. So then I went to his meetup. Now, I was the youngest person there by far. And I think you can still find my interview that I did that day. Let's see, hold on a second. Okay, this is cool. This is like a trip down memory lane. I hope it's not boring for you guys. I personally find it very interesting. So yeah, if it's boring, then you can tell me and I'll shut up and I'll do some Bitcoin analysis. But I think it's pretty cool. So crypto, and it was Jessica Walker, and now she's the head of Binance Media. She interviewed me. I think it was 13 or 14. So let me find that. Coin market cap, crypto. What was I forgot the name. Coin market cap. Yeah, coin market cap. Coin market cap. Okay, coin market cap. How to find this? I have no idea how to find this.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's try and do it together. Okay. Videos. Yeah, I think we can just find it by scrolling. It doesn't look like they've been posting very often. It's going to be like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Jessica Walker. Come on. We got to be close. I'm sure we're very close. Or we can just do coin market cap, Jessica. Are we going to find it? Nope. I guess not. But anyways, maybe I'll find it for a later video. So yeah, I just went to that meetup, and I was the youngest person there. I was very curious and passionate. So everybody just tried to give me some information and help me out. And I approached James and I approached Da Vinci and Carl and said, "Hey guys, I love your technical analysis. Could I somehow learn it from you and how you guys do what you do?" And basically, James Crypto Guru, shout out to James, he gave me all of his technical analysis material for free. Tone Vase gave me all of his courses and videos for free. So they were fantastic. Everybody was super nice. And I just studied that TA for like a couple of months before I started properly trading. Because at this time, I was just investing my money. I wasn't really trading. So yeah, I started learning the TA, and then I kept on going to these conferences because Da Vinci was hosting these meetups every couple of weeks. And eventually, one of them, I think it was Anoop, Crypto Anoop, he said, "Dude, you know what? You love being on screen. you love being on screen. Why don't you? You're presentable. Why don't you make a crypto YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Okay, that would be cool, I guess." And yeah, I decided to. I didn't want to do it alone. I didn't want to do it alone because I didn't know what I was doing. So I wanted somebody to help and mentor me. And I approached Da Vinci, and he said no. he said he wouldn't mentor me. I offered to work for him actually, and he said no. And then Crypto Jack, I briefly did something with him, but they said that I was too young, which is fine because I was, right? So that's okay. No hate. I love Crypto Jack. He's the nicest guy in the world. And then I approached a couple of more guys, but they all sort of rejected me, apart from Carl. And Carl said, "You know what, dude? I like what you do. Let's partner up together, and I'm going to help you create your YouTube channel." So ever since then, that was March of 2022. I started working with him to build the channel. And ever since March of 2022, so it's been over 3 years, I've been making content on YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Then I started investing into startups in blockchain. Obviously, continued trading myself, building my portfolio, trading portfolio, making videos, speaking in conferences. I've spoken at many conferences. I'm teaching kids now about Austrian School of Economics so that they get orange pilled instead of following in the wrong path of traditional Keynesian economics. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I do a couple of cool stuff, and maybe I'll keep that secret and share that later. But yeah, that's basically my story. I've been doing this since I was 13. All right, guys, I think we can call it a day because I need to go to the gym. I recently started going to the gym with my friend, and I've been at it for 2 weeks now, nonstop. So I'm going to call it a day here on the stream. If anything crazy happens, then I will obviously make another video. We'll do another live stream if necessary. So yeah, stay tuned on the channel. I'm going to go to the gym, but thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for 162 likes. You're all amazing. I mean, dude, don't clown me, guys. Yes, I invested in blockchain startups and I'm still invested in them. I think they will do super, super well. Obviously, most of them will go to zero. Like, I'm not equity, right? I mean equity, not just tokens, because tokens are pretty much useless most of the time. But I genuinely think there's good blockchain startups that are solving a genuine gap in the market. But anyways. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eugen. That means the world. Kumar, thank you so much for watching. Diogo. Dude, Diogo's watching. That's cool. Thank you so much, Diogo. That's awesome. I will go lift weights. And if you want to see my weightlifting gym journey, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at CryptoKid. The link is down in the description. My enemy, lol. Austria. Yeah, Keynesian is terrible. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you all very soon on the channel. Take care. And as always, bye-bye.